African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 12th of August, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Volchansk and Liptsov directions inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 36th Marine Brigade and the 92nd Assault Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Volchansky Khutor and Lipsy in the Kharkiv region. 2 counterattacks by assault groups of the Armed Forces of Ukraine were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 60 servicemen, an armored personnel carrier, 4 vehicles, and a U.S.-made TPQ-49 counter-battery radar station. In addition, an ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces occupied more advantageous positions, defeated the formations of the 67th, 115th, 116th Mechanized Brigades and the 3rd Assault Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the areas of the settlements of Kopenki, Sinkavka in the Kharkiv region, Chervona Dybrova in the Luhansk People's Republic and Novosadov in the Donetsk People's Republic. The counterattack of the enemy assault group was repelled. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost more than 540 servicemen, a tank, a Cossack combat armored vehicle, 8 cars, a U.S.-made 155mm howitzer M777, a 122mm howitzer D30, and 2 U.S.-made 105mm howitzers M119. 2 Anklev and electronic warfare stations were destroyed in 24 hours. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved the position along the front line, defeated the manpower and equipment of the 28th Mechanized and 81st Airmobile Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Dylivka and Serebryanka of the Donetsk People's Republic. 2 counterattacks of the Armed Forces of Ukraine units were repelled. The enemy lost more than 570 servicemen, 4 armored combat vehicles, including a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, and 13 cars. During the counter-battery fire, the following were destroyed: 2 155mm M777 howitzers made in the USA, a 155mm M198 howitzer made in the USA, a 152mm D20 gun, a 122mm D30 howitzer, a 122mm Gvozdika self-propelled artillery unit, and 2 105mm L119 howitzers made in the UK. Units of the Center Group of Forces improved their tactical position, defeated the formations of the 32nd Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 14th and 15th National Guard Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Toretsk, Grodovka, and Myrylyabovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. 2 counterattacks of the assault groups of the 23rd and 31st Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to more than 390 servicemen, a U.S.-made M101 Abrams tank, 2 U.S.-made Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, 3 armored combat vehicles, 6 cars, a U.S.-made 155mm howitzer M777, a 152mm howitzer MSTB, 3 122mm howitzers D30, and a U.S.-made 105mm howitzer M119. Units of the East Group of Forces occupied more advantageous positions, defeated the manpower and equipment of the 58th Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and the 120th Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Prechistovka and Vodyanoye of the Donetsk People's Republic. In addition, 2 counterattacks of assault groups of the 58th and 72nd Motorized Infantry Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine were repelled. The enemy lost up to 100 servicemen, 3 vehicles, 2 Polish-made 155mm Krab self-propelled artillery units, a British-made 155mm FH-70 howitzer, and a US-made and TPQ-50 counter-battery radar. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 65th and 118th Mechanized Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the areas of the settlements of Nestoryanka, Novodanilovka, Molotokmachka, and Pyatakaki in the Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 75 servicemen, 10 vehicles, a 152mm D-20 gun, and 2 Enclaven electronic warfare stations. Operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces groups inflicted damage on concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 127 areas. Air defense systems shot down 2 French-made Hammer-guided aerial bombs, 6 US-made Mars rockets, and 40 unmanned aerial vehicles, 22 of which were outside the Special Military Operations Zone. In total, since the beginning of the Special Military Operation, the following have been destroyed: 637 aircraft, 278 helicopters, 29,771 unmanned aerial vehicles, 566 anti-aircraft missile systems, 17,042 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,400 multiple launch rocket systems, 13,135 field artillery pieces and mortars, 24,668 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.